Hi friends, this is continuation session of my previous video. If you are watching this is the first time, please go ahead and watch my previous video. Okay, in the previous video, we how to create a project and what are the prerequisites before developing an API. We generated a model class. Okay, now in this session, I'm going to explain how you need to create a repository, service layer, and control layer. Okay, so now quickly start here in the controller layer. Right click new, there is a class here. Okay, here you can create your employee controller. In the previous session I already explained how you need to create a model package with the annotations. Okay, now here I created my employee controller. Okay, now I'm creating all abstractions. Now you need a service layer, right? Here also I will create employee service. You can say employee service IMPL. I'm creating in this way. And for the repository also you can create employee repository. Okay, I created three classes now. Employee repository package. Okay, now created. Okay, in three packages, three classes I created. I will start from the first controller. Now try to see guys here inside your controller. If you are developing RESTful web services, okay, Spring framework they provided as a REST controller. You can use RE. When you say control spacebar, you can type this is a REST controller itself. Okay, and I already explained in previous video 4 URLs we are going to develop, right? So you can perform the post. Okay, you can perform get request, then we'll do update operation, then we'll do the delete operation. Okay, to make it clear, now we'll create some dummy abstract methods. Okay, then we'll start our coding. Okay, first you need to create a employee. Okay, if you want to fetch some data, first you need to create, right? You need to post request, you need to map. Now try to see guys here what I'm doing. Here you can say public void. Okay, you can say create employee. Now try to see, now this is your create employee. Now here I'm using post mapping. Okay, now the same way you can create four methods, then we'll write your individual functionality will develop our logic. Okay, now try to see here. Now public. Okay, where you are creating your employee object. Okay, you need to return which employee you are created. I want to revert back my details. So what I will do, I will be generate my return type will be a employee itself only. Okay, now here you can make it as of now as a null. Now this step is completed. Okay, for the post mapping, now I want to map a URL, right? This is your parent URL. You can use request mapping. Here you can provide, I want to create version 1. How I can do that? API/v1. Okay, now for every URL API/v1 is a common. Okay, for the post mapping I want to make it in this way. Try to see now employees. Okay, this is for my post request. Here you can develop. Okay, develop logic for create new employee in database. Okay, database operation. This is your first step. Now we'll create in the same way. For now I want to fetch my all employee list. Then how I can do that guys? Now try to see, I want to fetch my employees. Try to see here public. Now assume void get all employees. Now this is my method name. Okay, now try to see here, I'm applying, you are retrieving data from the server. Now what you can do, you can use a get mapping here. Here you can choose your URL. What URL you want to provide? I want to provide employees itself. Okay, why? Because while seeing itself, okay, this is creating and this is retrieving, the URL will be the same. If try to use same get mapping here also, then it will throw exception for you, ambiguous error. Now this is just retrieving your employee details. Now try to see here. Now you need to return list of employees, right? Now you can make it return type as a list here. list of employee. Okay, here right now you can make it as a null. After that we'll develop our logic. Now you can choose your collection util dot list here. Okay. Now I hope you are guys clear about these 2 points. Now if you want to update your data, then how you can update? If you want to update means you need to read through some id, right? Based on the id you want to update. Now try to see here. Okay, public, you can say void update employee. Okay, you can write your methods. Okay, now you can say you are updating a put mapping here. Here you can choose an url. Okay, employees. Okay, employees, you can say slash. Try to see here, I'm using one path variable. Okay, basically for the put mapping, how you will write your url, guys? Try to see http slash. Okay, localhost. Okay, here you can provide your port number. Parent level path is API slash v1 slash. Okay, and employees. Okay, uh, this is your where it is running. API is your parent level. Employees. Okay, this is your mapping, and here you can provide your id. This id will be a dynamic, right? So that here I am providing some id here. Okay, in this attribute, this is nothing but a path variable. Here you can provide a path variable here. Now try to see here, path variable here. Okay, here you can provide value equal to id. Here I'm providing a long employee id. I'm providing, this is my id here. Okay, here you can make it any name also, no problem here. Okay, this id should be same here. This should be a match. This id internally will map to this employee id. Here you can provide any name also, no problem at all. Okay, I hope you guys are clear up to how to update your mapping. Here what you will do, here you can develop logic for updating employee details. Okay, now try to see here. Now I want to delete an employee. Okay, if you want to delete an employee means what you can do, guys, you can provide same thing. Okay, in this way only. Now try to see here, copy. Okay, here you can change to this one as a delete mapping. Delete mapping here. Okay, now try to see here, path variable. Here you can say instead of update you can say delete employee. See, now here logic for deleting employee details. Okay, here also url will be a same. The mapping is also same. The methods itself you can convey the information. Now these are 4 apis we are going to develop. Okay, now I hope you guys are clear about the controller class, how you need to develop. Okay, now try to see. Now we'll go for your service layer. Okay, now go for your service layer. Okay, if you want to develop any business logic, okay, you need to write whole logic inside your business logic. Okay, in the spring boot level, if you want to convey, if you want to create an object of employee, you no need to write. Here you can use at the rate service. This is a business standpoint of time. This is a standard way you need to write your annotation also. Service means all business logic. Now if you want to create the repository, here you can create at the rate. That means this is specific to database operations. Okay, it should not be a class. Repository is nothing but you can create a interface. Why? Because we have two types of interfaces, one for a JPA repository, one for the CRUD repository. Now you can try to see, guys, here. Now you can extend these interfaces to a JPA repository. Now try to see here, extends JPA repository. Okay, here it is expecting two inputs. Here you can provide your employee. Okay, this is your unique object name. Here inside your employee you are providing as a primary data, right? This is a long id. This is your primary key. Okay, you need to provide the data type here. Now try to see here. I am providing inside your repository layer. Okay, this is your primary data type. Okay, this is your model object, nothing but your database, and long is nothing but your id. Okay, I hope you guys are clear. Okay, database only, this is the operation, that's it. If you go for inside a JPA repository, you can find lot of inbuilt methods. If you want to save, you want to retrieve, you want to delete, all inbuilt methods is available. You no need to worry to write whole logic repetitively. Okay, in the previously JDBC template or Hibernate, you need to write everything, but here all Spring Data JPA is providing a common methods. You can use the same methods in your project. Okay, now try to see guys. Now repository layer is completed. Now controller layer is completed. Now service layer is pending. Now try to see. Logics will develop. First we'll define the abstraction, then we'll start our development. Okay, now let me go for service layer here. Okay, inside the service layer. Okay, now you want to create again same thing. Now what I can do guys, uh, go for your controller layer. Okay, uh, now you want to refer, okay, service class inside your controller. Okay, you need to create object basically in the real time. Now try to see it. Private employee EMPLOY, employee service IMPL. Okay, I'm providing employee service IMPL name. Just I'm giving the same name, small uppercase letters. Okay, basically in the real time, if you want to create, you are using new keyword. Okay, due to the concept of dependency injection, you no need to create the new keyword. You can auto wire itself directly here. If you do the auto wire, okay, Spring IOC container will take care of object creation of employee service IMPL. Okay, now try to see guys, employee service IMPL. Okay, here. Okay, here I'm writing employee service dot create employee. Okay, while you are creating, you need to provide some input, right? The input will be in the form of some object structure. Now you already prepared your okay, request body. Okay, this is your input, employee emp, this is your input. Here you need to make one annotation. You can make it as a request body. This is your request object. Okay, now you want to validate your employee, you can use @valid also. You need to provide the space. Now try to see, you are validating your employee object while giving an input. If you given any exception, it will throw. First name should have at least 2 characters. If you forget to give those values, right? So now let me go back. Okay, still we not yet created. Now this employee, I'm passing input value here. Okay, now, okay, now if you try to see here, you are getting an exception inside your service layer. This create employee is not available, right? Now try to see here, you can directly hover here, create a method, click create employee. Okay, it is auto generated now. Now try to see here. Now create employee. Okay, inside the employee, you need to refer your repository layer. Now try to see how I can create a object of your employee repository. This is employee repository. Okay, where is our repository layer guys? Okay, EMPLO control space. This is your repository layer. Just you can auto wire also in the same way how you done in the service layer. Now you can make it as a auto wire. Okay, auto wire is completed. Now here, now just you want to save your data. Now try to see here, just you no need to do anything here. Just here employee repository dot save. Your already inbuilt method, save method is there. Save just emp, that's it. You no need to worry about anything. If you given as the input, it will be store this data inside your database. Okay, I hope this is the logic of creating your new employee. Nothing new, this is as much as simple. Okay, I hope you guys are clear about this value. Okay, this is your first step. Okay. Next, we'll develop remaining methods as logic. Okay. Now what you need to do, you need to provide uh, database operations, right? Like what database operations means, if you want to provide, you are connecting to MySQL databases, right? If you want to connect with MySQL databases, you need to provide your username, your password, your driver class name, everything you need to provide your data source options here. Now try to see here. Now uh, mm, uh, type here spring dot data source. Now try to see here data source dot URL. You need to provide the URL of your MySQL database. Okay. Now try to see here. You need to provide a column JDBC colon, okay, MySQL colon. Here you need to provide your local host. It will be run on port number 3306 port number. Okay. You need to create one schema. Okay. Inside your Java Express DB, you need to create one schema. Okay. Spring Boot DB. We'll create that one later. Now this is your MySQL URL if you want to connect your MySQL database. And the same way, just try to provide your username and password inside your data source. Okay. Dot username. Here my username will be a root. By default, your MySQL username will be a root only, and password, whatever you mentioned here, you can provide your password also. My password will be India@123. Okay. Apart from that, you need to provide your driver class name also. Okay. Now try to see spring dot data source. Okay. Dot driver hyphen class name. Here this is the class name you need to provide. Okay. This is in the new version. You need to use your see, when I use the com, it is automatically detected for you com.mysql.cj.jdbc driver. Okay. This is the 4 configuration you need to do if you want to connect your database. Okay. Now we are using JPA, right? ORM framework. We are using even Hibernate, right? If you want to make it your JPA want to create, you need to provide a dialect Spring Data JPA. Okay. This section, that JPA, how you need to provide, okay, how you need to the request object, we'll see in the next tutorial. If you like this video, okay, please subscribe our channel, and if you have any doubts, leave your comments and share as much as you can. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next tutorial.